Better. Okay, so it's not that I suck at reading, it's I suck at consistency. So I figure if I put this in front of me, I can think of it as performing as well as content creating. I don't know. Maybe I'm going to finish it. I use manipulation. There's a performer side of me, so therefore if I'm performing, I'm gonna the show must go on, and if the show's not done, then the show's not done. But if I'm not performing, it's like, why the fuck ain't you doing this? Like, ain't nobody holding me accountable. So therefore, what I'm saying is, I realize I got myself in a chokehold. So I'm gonna use it. So will y'all listen to me read this book, the Kid's Book of Questions? I'm just gonna skip to like the actual first page of where there's questions, not the whole entire thick intro part. We on page one, which says 17. I don't know, confused the fuck out of me. But let's see. If you were the ruler of the world and you could have anything you wanted as well as have people do anything you wanted, do you think you would get greedy and mean, or would you be a good and fair ruler? Good and fair for the first part, and then bored and unamused for the latter. I don't know. How long am I going to be a ruler for? Do I get extended lifespan, normal lifespan, a short lifespan? Because I'm going to get bored of having like too much power. That's for sure. Do you think boys or girls have it easier? That's a stupid question. Both of our lives are fucking equally difficult to certain extents. Some people might have it harder than others due to the fact that they're pretty, due to the fact that they're wealthy, due to the fact that they're poor, due to the fact of the climate, due to the fact of the environment. There's so many reasons on why, so it's so hard to fucking make it gender bias. So therefore, that is a hard question to answer. 3. If your mother promised to be home at 2, this better not be a math question, an afternoon to take you to the movies, but didn't show up until supper time. Bitch, what the fuck is that? 5, 6, 9, 7, 3? I don't know. And didn't even phone that bitch. What would be a good punishment for her? Would punishing her be likely to make her on time in the future? If your mother, it didn't say coworker, it didn't say subordinate, it said mother. If your mother promised, it didn't say daughter, it didn't say son, it says if your mom, I'm supposed to parent my, this ain't gonna work, that's not how it works. I'm the, that's out of my jurisdictional power, I can't, I don't know, would punishing her be likely to make her on time? It's likely to make me get an ass whooping, what you talking about? I'm kidding. In my world, it just wouldn't work. Like I wouldn't get an ass whooping. It's just I could never imagine even trying to. No. If all your best friends were willing to be absolutely honest and tell you exactly what they liked most about you and what they liked least about you, would you want them to? Fuck yes, I would. What do you want? No, I said, what do you want? I didn't say come in and bother me. I'm trying to read a book. Stop. Go. Bye, beautiful doggy. Go. What language do you speak? No! It's not English! Or maybe you're learning. Bye. Vámonos. Let me read this again just because I want to make sure people heard me. If all your best friends, if all your friends, we only need the best part, were willing to be absolute honest and tell you exactly what they liked most about you and what they liked least about you, would you want them to? Just in case they stumble upon this video and there's a comment section. You could just type it or just tell me or video chat me or I don't know. I want to hear shit. 5. Would you rather have a strict teacher who was fair? Yes. Okay, let me finish it. And taught well, or a teacher who was relaxed and fun but didn't teach fair? Bitch, you're here to cheat. I'd rather you strict and fair because I want to learn. I feel like that's how it works for me, but I do realize everybody learns differently. So people might want a teacher that's more relaxed and doesn't care just because like I can learn at my own pace compared to shit. Mm-hmm. 6. One day your father gets a really weird idea and dyes his hair green. Cool. Knowing everyone would be looking at him and snickering. Fuck him. Would you go to the shopping center? Hell yeah. With him if he wanted your company? Oh, hell yeah. 1,000 times. Motherfucker, I used to have my nails painted. The main reason why I haven't painted my nails is because 1, work makes them bitches fucking fall off too quick. 2, I ain't want to sit and fucking wait for these bitches to dry and I got that fucking drying spray and I say it like that because the bitch don't dry. I still smear the paint. It pisses me off. 3, Every time I paint my nails, I smear it and it pisses me off so much I want to break shit. And that's not emotionally healthy, Ethan. Stop that. When you make a mistake, do you make up excuses? If so, do you think people believe? See, what's an excuse and what's a valid response of the occurrences that happened for this to like? I'm just explaining to you. Like, it sounds like I'm excusing, but it's just like, what am I supposed to be like? Here, this is what happened. Well, like, look, what happened? Don't know. I'm not allowed to explain because that sounds like I'm making an excuse. But in reality, I'm just trying to tell you what happened. But no, it's an excuse. I don't know. What the fuck's the difference? It's your mind frame. Or at least that's what I think it is. I don't know. I could be incorrect. If you could have a round trip ride in a time machine and travel any distance into the past or the future, I'm black. I'm going forward, not backwards. Past or future, where would you want to go? Or if I'm going back, it's probably not going to go any farther than the 90s. I don't really care. My death. If a friend had an important secret and didn't want other people to learn about it, would telling you the secret be a big mistake? Fuck no. I don't even know after you just told me. Huh? Secret? What do you mean? The only people I know about our secret is you, me, and the NSA because the government be listening to everything. If your parents were worried, well, not possibly everyone, but everything at least. If your parents were worried about a serious problem that it's probably everyone, had nothing to do with you directly, would you want them to tell you, no, don't tell me about it, or would you rather not? No, I don't give a fuck. If it ain't got nothing to do with me, ain't got nothing to do with us, why involve me? I'm fine being out. The less I know, the better I feel. Is because I used to be like, tell me everything. Y'all really stupid. Stop telling me shit. Stop telling me shit, because now I just want to hurt people. Y'all just be stupid. Like, I'm stupid. My level of stupid, and your level of stupid is I'm still smarter in my stupidity than you are. No. Stop telling me shit. Stop it. I'm going to hurt people. Stop it. What would you do if everyone in your family forgot your birthday? I don't give a fuck. I'm an orphan. I'm also adopted. But, like, I don't give a fuck. I don't even celebrate my own birthday. How would you act differently if you had a younger sister who idolized you and tried to copy everything you did? What things do you think your parents do only because they want to set an example for you? I don't think they set an example. If you were alone and had only a few minutes to hide from crooks who were about to break into your house, where would you hide? What is the best hiding place in your house? In this current location, I'm thinking underneath this desk. But like it's an open desk, so it's not really helpful. Basement maybe. I don't know. All depending on what they look like, what was going on. Like, I'm gonna try to get the drop on them and try to fight off because I do realize if you pose a challenge, most people run away. If you don't pose a challenge, well, the terror is gonna happen a lot longer. Simple psychology, or maybe it's not. I don't know. Do you 14? Do you think you have too many chores? If you could assign the chores in your house, which ones would you take for yourself? I don't know, but cleaning my room's a hassle. Some adults have excuse me. Some adults have a lot of trouble enjoying themselves. Yeah. If you were asked to give them some advice about how to play and have more fun, what would you say? Go out and go for walks more, figure out what your hobbies are, enjoy that more, figure out how to stimulate your mind, your soul, and your body without needing company, as well as finding company that does do that without draining yourself, as well as draining your income, as well as just being very aware of how you feel in the areas that you're in instead of just being in the areas. I don't know. 16. Who do you dislike the most? What is the best thing about that person? What? How are you gonna ask? Who do you dislike the most? What is the best thing about what? No. What you mean? It should be who do you dislike the most? Why are you always so infuriated with them, or what makes you dislike them so much, or like you're like what? Why do I have to think of who I dislike and then think of something a good quality about them? Is that supposed to make me think, oh, well, they really ain't that bad, or it's like, yeah, they fucking they a dick. But you know what? What would make the dick thing not so bad? They really nice to animals. They just really rude to humans, and it's like, it's kind of understandable. Some humans deserve the dickness. I'm only on page 29, and I checked, there's 217 of I can do it. Do you sometimes find yourself sitting in front of some awful tasting food you have been told you have to eat? Yes. If so, what is your best trick for getting rid of it without getting caught? I was rarely ever supervised, so the food dropped, person went the other way, food gone. If you could be invisible for a day, what would you do? Sleep? The fuck? I'm just gonna sleep. I wouldn't even think about robbing. Just sleep. When did you get yourself in the biggest mess by telling a lie? I don't fucking know. What do you think would have happened if you had just told the truth? I don't fucking know. If you could choose any bedtime you wanted for the next year, what time would you pick? I go to sleep when the fuck I don't know. Are there things you would pretend not to like but really do enjoy? For example, being kissed by your parents or having. My mind just takes it wrong. It's like being kissed by your parents could easily mean on the cheeks. For some reason, I thought the lips. So I'm just like that. Whoa! Why is that the first example? Or having a little sister tag along with you. Oh, okay. Why wasn't that the first one? If so, why do you hide your feelings? Maybe because it's more fun to act like you dislike it because it makes it more fun for the whole entire situation, like an inside joke of sorts. I don't know. When you are mad at your parents and want to get back at them, what little things do you do to anger or embarrass them? If you had to guess two things you will like in a few years but don't like now, what would you guess? Pretend that if you are correct, you will win $1,000. I don't know. I would say as time has changed, there's a lot of things that I never liked before, but I currently do now. And it's just like, I never thought I would have even encountered it. So I do believe as time as time changes, so does me. I believe to be always growing and perceiving what I need to. It changes, and so do I. Motherfucker. I'm trying to get this label off. You know what? I'm not a complete idiot. I'm just crazy. Uh, yeah, I can't really guess right now. I just know that changed, so. What? The door's open. Stop with your whining. 24. If you had the choice of maturing physically and sexually a full year before any of your friends or at about the same time as the rest of your friends, which would you choose? Why? Why does that matter? I guess at the same time, that way they don't have me doing like the extra physical activities because, come on, man, you're stronger than everybody else. You're faster. You're taller. I don't know. Same time, so I'm less exploitable. So I would assume. I don't know. But who's to say they would exploit you? If you knew that by being the teacher's pet for 2 years you would lose all your friends and be tested by everyone, but that you would later grow to be very successful and happy, would you do it? To know the outcome before making the choices, I feel like it makes it a lot easier to make the choices. Because if like it's lonely at the top, motherfucker. Like it don't matter. It was gonna be lonely one way or another. So it's like, hey, at least I'm getting fucking tutored and mentored on how to be a better leader, while y'all just being bitter bitches. Bitter bitches, bitter bitches. Instead of being better bitches, you bitter bitches, better bitches instead of bitter bitches. Wait, no, I want you to be better, but you being better. Would you like to have an identical? Yes, 1,000% yes. I'd like an identical twin. What about it would be best or always having a sparring partner, running partner. I'm just thinking like gym buddy, like if we twins, I assume, because I do realize not all twins have similar mindsets, but I would hope that would be our twin up. I don't know. Would you rather your father gave you more presents or, oh, my balls hurt. spent more time with you, which would make you feel he loved you more? We won't skip that one. If you were offered 100 to kiss someone you liked in front of your school class, would you do it? I'd do it for free. Yeah, I'll take the 100. What's the worst nightmare you can remember? Can't. Would you be willing to have the same dream tonight if it meant you could spend a weekend in? No, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go to Disneyland. If you woke up tomorrow and by magic were already grown up. I am grown up and had kids. Oh, well, I ain't got that. To my knowledge, actually, because I'd be sticking my dick and crazy. So there are chances that there could be little ease, but literally, she won't be tailing me until, well, we need financial assistance. So you told me 17 years. Oh. We got some talking to do. Already grown up and had kids of your own, how would you treat them differently from the way your parents treat you? It's a lot of differences. I'd actually have sit-down conversations. I would show up to all their events. Okay, not all of them, because I gotta deal with other people. I will show up to most of their events. I will be very active in whatever they want to learn and be very into their lives because, well, they're my child. They're going to be my special interest. How would you feel if you found out today you were adopted? I am. When you were a baby. Not a baby. Would you try to find your natural parents? I always say birth. If you agreed to sell your bike to a friend and then someone offered you more money, if they're a true friend, they're gonna know. Nigga, I sold it to you for a discount. They offer me more. I'll get you a new bike. Would you go back on the bargain? If we friends, you're gonna get that. Like, that's our money, honestly. Like, think about it like our next hangout. I'm covering both the bills instead of just like, and how bad you need that bike anyways, man? I'm just saying, like, that's more money. That's for the group, not just for me. It's for us. If you and your friends were collecting money for a charity and then, yeah, your friends decided to steal what they were collecting and said they wouldn't be friends with you anymore unless you did it too, what would you do? Fuck y'all. Bitch, integrity. We're doing this for charity? Unless it's a stripper named Charity, bitch, nah. And what charity we doing for? Because if it's for wounded warriors, I'm whooping your asses. If it's for the homeless, I'm whooping your asses. If it's for battered women, I'm whooping your asses. Because, like, why the fuck we stealing from them? If it's for politicians, we stealing for a good cause. Politicians, you know, I ain't never heard a good one anyways. Maybe I'm kidding. Who knows? If you could be as talented as some friend of yours at any one thing, what would you choose? I don't know, because I believe I am a talented one. Would you rather pick what you wear to school or wear the same uniform every day? I'd actually prefer the same uniform every single day, believe it or not. Just because I know what the fuck I'm wearing all the goddamn time, I ain't got to really worry about it. It's just less choices I have to make. What would you wear if no one paid any attention to the way you dressed? Nothing. You think I look this good because I want to look this good? This is my defense as well as, well, come on. You're telling me you don't want to see me naked? That's fine if you don't. Like, I ain't got to be your type, but I'm somebody's type. I'm not insecure. I know I'm somebody's type. I've been told by people. Clean your room. Fuck. Take a bath. Damn. Wash your hands. I ain't even in the bathroom. Why do you think adults care so much about cleanliness? Because germs and diseases can be spread easily, as well as, well, washing your hands just, nigga, what you been doing, bitch? What you been doing? Something else. What you been doing? Clearly, take a bath. You stink. Clean your room. Tripping hazards. Like, I literally have fucking tripping hazards all around my room. Like, I could literally, if I ain't paying attention. So, like, I can understand it. If you told your friends everything about yourself, including the things you are most ashamed and afraid of, do you think they would like you? Nope. Do you think they would like you less? Yes. or more than they do now? Less. Are you in a hurry to grow up? I'm already grown. And yes, I was in a hurry. What does it mean to be grown up? That's a good ass question. That's a good ass question. I'll tell you what, I can't really tell you what I believe to be a grown up. I think one day became an adult. I do believe I've been doing the exact same things, but now I make this thing called money. And then I got to give this money to some of these people, and they allow things to be for me. So I think the only difference between being little and adult is money. Because I still be around kids. I still be around adults. I still be around idiots. I still be argued with. I still be doing this exact same shit. I'm just stronger and more experienced with it. So money is the only difference, because I be hearing about this money that we ain't have, but somebody be spending this money we ain't got, so I'm just confused about this money that I have. Because we ain't me, and me ain't we. So I'm confused about why you say we ain't got money, because I got money. But what's this money for? I don't know. Are you in a hurry to... Yeah, no. When do you think it will happen to you? I don't know. Maybe before I die. I'm 26 now, so... Well, supposedly 26. I actually don't know how old I am. Now, I say it like this because I'm from Haiti, and I'm not 100% sure if the documents are true or if they were just made up. There's a possibility of that. There is. What's the chance? I don't know. But that's actually in the side of my head, because I'm like... Because they had to print me an American birth certificate that says Ethan Florence Sorthout, as well as my Haitian name is Florent Oriol Bernard Janice. And I'm confused as to, was that document straight from the hospital with the Florent Oriol Bernard Janice, or was that told to somebody in like a reprinted one at the orphanage? Because in my paperwork, there's still no fucking... Well, I don't think I've ever seen a Haitian birth certificate. The Florent Oriol Bernard Janice comes from my passport. I know I've seen some other information with names on it, but I don't know, because I was going to say on the birth certificate of the Florent Oriol Bernard Janice, I didn't see any names on it, but I don't think I've actually ever seen that certificate. Well, my passport says 2/27/1998, so I assume it's right, but does that mean it's right? There's a lot of things that are forged in life, so we'll just say I'm around that age. Well, on vacation, you get a ride to the beach with a friend's parents and find that some people are bathing nude. While on vacation, you get a ride to the beach with a friend's parents and find that some people are bathing nude. Must be in Europe. Would you want to stay and watch or leave? What family am I with? Because I might stay. And who's all there? So definitely might stay. If people stop growing and getting stronger by the time they reach your age, and so adults were neither bigger nor stronger than you are, would you still do what they said? If so, why? I can't say I'm stronger than everybody around me, but I am stronger than a lot of the people that are in charge of me. That doesn't mean I get disobedient because I have power. I do realize with great power comes great responsibility. Spider-Man! But so long as you're not a dick with it, like, I know I can beat you up, you know I can beat you up, so just don't be a dick. And we'll never have to come to that. Plain and simple. I'm respectful if you're respectful, that's it. If you had only 5 minutes to think about a nickname for yourself and knew everyone would use it for years, what would you pick? What would you pick for your best friend, your parents? What? Went from yourself to your best friend to your parents. Oh, whatever. 41. It's like 200. Imagine that your principal told you she wanted to make school better and would change it in any one way you suggested. What would you tell her to do? Actually put ramifications to bullies that bully kids. Fire teachers that try to fuck students. allow longer class time waits as well as add in a recess time just so kids can decompress. Of all the things you have been told about God and about religion, what do you think is true and what do you think isn't? History, his story. That's all I think. If you could permanently trade lives with one of your brothers, now, sisters, or classmates, would you? If so, would you pick any and why? I wouldn't. My life might be crazy, but at least I control most of it. If you could change any one thing about your parents, what would it be? I'm not gonna say it, but enter a rude remark here. This is self-control in choosing not to say what I want to say. I could. I 1,000% can. And you don't really see me bite my tongue often, but I will. Showing restraint. What things do you think children should be punished for, and how should it be done? Is there any age when people are too old to be punished, or the mistakes they make? If so, what age and why? What's considered a mistake? I was literally thinking I think kids should be punished for being disobedient, but what's disobedient exactly, and who's giving them these orders? Because if it's not an adult that is really an adult that has awareness and cares about the community as well as cognitive connection, then don't listen to that person. They clearly don't know what's going on. Be very, very disobedient towards them. Because they're the type of adult that might try to groom you. That's why you shouldn't listen to all your elders. But respect your elders. What are you most proud of having done? What would make you even more proud? I don't know. If you were certain that everyone in your class 48, but you would be killed unless you agreed to die in their place, would you save everyone else or save yourself? Would it matter if no one would ever know about what you had done? I don't know. I just kill myself just in general. It ain't gotta be to save the class. Just off me anyways. What do you like most about your best friend? How long do you think it would take to make another best friend? If you moved to a distant city and could never see the best friend you have now. I don't know, it's hard to answer. I wouldn't really consider me to have one right now. Would you rather be very poor and have parents who loved you and each other, or be wealthy and have parents who ignored you and were always fighting with each other? I'm thinking of both right now. Because I was thinking, my real answer wanted to be, of course, poor and loved because at least we struggling together. But I was also thinking of all the cities I could fly to, all the countries I could be in. Y'all could be fighting, but who the fuck said I had to be in the house? Whose bank card am I using? I'm assuming we wealthy and y'all just spoil the shit out of me because you all just feel like, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. The real answer is where the fuck I'm feeling at the moment. If someone pulled down a friend's pants at a movie theater, would you join in the laughter? Depends. Are they the joker or are they the one that gets embarrassed easily? What is the most boring thing you can imagine doing? Would you do it for a whole week if you could then celebrate your birthday twice each year? A lot of things are boring to me. I don't know. What is the biggest difference between what happens on television and what happens in the real world? Things move slower. In television, it just seems like everything gets solved, but in real life, some things are no. A lot of things are left unsolved. Not some things, or you know how to solve it, but there's no gas. Which I mean, there's no money. Are there people you trust so much you wouldn't be afraid to have them know your every thought? Kind of. But I do have a lot of fucked up thoughts. Even I don't want to know my every thought. And I'm in this bitch. Would you be willing to never again get any gifts and surprises if instead you could just ask for anything you wanted and have your parents buy it for you? Well, in that probability, fuck yeah. What makes you feel guilty? Do people try to make you feel guilty very often? They used to. And what makes me feel guilty? Existing. If someone is a lot smaller than you, kept teasing you and telling lies about you, I would laugh and wouldn't stop. How far would you be willing to go to make the person stop? What about someone bigger than you? Both of them I'd willingly fight, but also dependent on the community as well as the validity of the information that they're trying to spread. Like, if the community knows me well, then they're going to just be like, are you kidding? This person? Really? You won't one. So, mainly laughter, but if it was really hurting my face value in the area that I'm in, I'd be more than willing to fight. Bigger or smaller, I don't give a fuck. You picked a bone with me, I ain't picking with you. I'm willing to chew. Have you ever thought you were going to die? Yes. For example, in a big thunderstorm? No. Or an accident? No, there's a handful of intentionals. If so, how did it feel? And is there anything you learned from the experience that you could tell your friends? I don't know. There's a lot of head trips. I feel like there's a lot of things that you will personally go through that are very hard to communicate to others, or maybe I just don't know the words for them. So it's literally, if you know type of situation because you've been through it yourself. But I've had like a lot of times where I close my eyes and I feel like I'm just being like shaking around. I'm feeling all discombobulated and I'm feeling like I gotta fall or some shit like that. Or I get the falling sensation. I haven't had the falling sensation in a long time. But I do remember when I was younger, I used to get a whole lot. When was the last time you were so mad at a friend that you screamed? You think you get over your anger more quickly when you show how mad you are or when you hide it? Oh, I definitely get over it as soon as I scream or yell or whatever. Aren't they the same? I don't know. Which subjects at school do you think will be completely useless to you in the future? Which ones do you think will be important to you? It doesn't matter. They're not going to teach you the important ones, or you should pay for them or go to the right schools. Either way, if you knew no harm would come to you, would you be willing to spend 2 days alone inside your home? Why? Pretend you could have any present you wanted if you did it. What? I guess it depends on what. I was about to think, like, why the fuck would you feel in danger in your home? Nigga, not everywhere is safe. When was the last time you told your parents you loved them? That's a good question. It's not getting an answer. Are there certain kinds of stealing or borrowing without permission that are alright and others that are not? Yes. If so, how would you explain the difference? When was the last time you stole something or thought about doing so? Okay. Stealing or borrowing without asking, a pencil, a pen, and I'm not meaning the fucking THC type shit, or like maybe a game. No, game control is kind of big. Okay, if they got multiple, if they got like 5 or 6 game controls, you take one. How the fuck a motherfucker gonna know? Especially if you're not the type to slam the controllers and you respect other people's shit and you return it back. I'd say that's fine. A shirt, I'd say that's fine. Article of clothing for me, just mainly because I have a lot of clothes and shit like that, so I didn't really be upset about it. I'd say it's fine, but like stealing and borrowing like weed without letting me know, no. My THC pens are the weed you do first. I don't know. I feel like it's really the only one. What is the hardest thing about growing up? Realizing that even when you're an adult, you still have to follow rules and listen to somebody else. When someone says you are just like your mom or your dad, they don't to me. Do you like it? Do you try more to be like your parents or to be different from them? Would you rather hang around with a group of younger kids and be the boss, but do things that younger kids do? Or hang around with a group of older kids and be the squirt, but do things that older kids get to do? I guess the things that older kids get to do because I'm an older kid. Yeah, I didn't really think this through while reading it because it says the kids' book of questions. I'm an adult. Where's the adults' book of questions? Is there one? I don't know. Maybe. I'm going to Google it at some point. What was the most exciting thing you ever did on a dare? Are you glad you did it? I don't know. I don't remember playing Truth or Dare too often, to be honest. Maybe I didn't have that type of group. Would you eat a worm? We just did shit. Would you eat a... Nobody need to dare us. Eat a worm sandwich if doing so meant that next week you could appear on your favorite TV show? Maybe. The adults. Learn how to spell it goofy. Book of questions. Would you like your parents to cuddle? Would you like your parents to touch, cuddle, and hug each other more or less than they do now? What about having them touch and hug you more or less? What the fuck? Why does that matter? Why does that matter if they cuddle or touch more? Hey, I want to see more PDA in this house. Sick to tell y'all not fucking in here. Like, the second question kind of does matter. Like, what about having them touch and hug you more? Like, maybe you want to be... Maybe you're more an affectionate child and you want to be cuddled and touched more. But why does it matter if they do it? That's on their preference. What the fuck? 70. If you found a change purse on the playground... Was this written by a British person? Playground with quite a bit of money in it and no one saw you pick it up, what would you do? Take it to the office or to an adult? Is there any... Just because I'd want somebody to do that to me if I lost my money. I'm just saying, like, do it onto others that you would want done onto yourself is what I was taught. I was also taught a lot of things. Doesn't mean I always remember them and always follow them, but some of them I do. Is there any arguments you have again and again with your parents? If so, what do you think you could do to prevent it? Not talk to them, I don't know. Do you sometimes just enjoy arguing? Depends. What was the luckiest thing that ever happened to you? Smile. I don't know. I generally don't know. If you like someone who later turned out to be a liar, oh yeah. Would you still want to be a good friend? Would you still want to be good friends? No. Distance! What advice would you give if someone's mom and dad were getting divorced? Distance! No, I don't know. And they were always trying to make him, take sides in their arguments. Imagine that he loves both his parents equally. Distance! Because what, bitch, nigga, bitch, stop. I love you both. I will shoot you both if you make me choose. I don't know. Did you ever stand up for something you thought was right, even though a lot of people got upset with you? If not, do you think you would ever be strong enough to do so? Probably have. I don't know. And yes, I do believe I would be. Do you act like different people when you are with your friends, your family, and your schoolmates? You gotta! Like, what you mean you act like No, I act like the same person, just in different shades and different rates. Like, I'm still him. I'm just him. And light. I'm him at 2%. I'm him at 15%. I'm him at 30%. I'm him at 92%. I'm him at 99%. I'm him at 100%. I'm him at all, I still him. I just come in different ratios. I don't know. What sorts of things are too personal to discuss with your parents? Is there anyone you could discuss those things with? Just me, myself, and then I guess. Do you have many mementos and souvenirs? If so, how much money would someone have to give you to get you to throw them all away? I still keep thinking about giving all my clothes to Salvation Army and Goodwill and burning my teddy bear that I've had for years as well as my blanket and going to a different country. Not will I ever enact it. It's been a constant thought, though. What is something you love doing now but will probably not enjoy in 2 years? Didn't I already have this question? Now it's something like, what is something you might enjoy in 2 years? On Halloween, a group of, I guess work. So I want to be done working by the time I'm 30. Kind of burned out. I've been working all my life, but I would say it's been a lot of mental and trying to figure out how to socialize, how to fit in this and that, and a little bit of physical. And it wasn't until I was about 18 it became a lot more physical. So I've already done a lot of the mental stuff growing up. That's now kind of just autopilot. And I'm aware that when you become very submissive in a lot of situations, it's easier to get the argumentative side out when you aren't argumentative and you're just submissive, but at the same time be able to be aggressive enough to let them know that hey, I might back down. But if you put your hands on me, I ain't gonna back down. Okay, you're right. Yep. Okay, fine. Sorry. Okay. Oh wait. Why are you gonna say last name? Either way. Uh, on Halloween, a group of high school students are caught scaring little kids and stealing their candy. If you could decide the punishment, what would it be? Hey, the punishment seems to fit the crime. You scare them to steal their candy. Would you rather be a rich and famous movie star or a great doctor who saves a lot of people but is not wealthy or well known? I'm gonna choose the rich and famous movie star because of the fact that I'm rich and famous. I can then use my wealth to do the exact same thing that the doctor does, but I got better hours. I ain't gonna always be at work. Hey, I'm just gonna pay off this one's debt. I'm gonna pay off this one's debt. Pay this one's debt off. I'm also gonna help the fucking single dads, single moms. I'm also gonna pay shit for these school systems and these school systems. I'm also building this for the kids. I'm also building this for the elderly. Also building this for the disabled. Like I could do so much. Just give me the money. Cause I'm just gonna fund shit. Why am I doing the work when I can just fucking delegate the work and just pay people? Let me allocate shit. Have you ever seen your parents drunk or very ill? How did it feel to see them that way? Mortality kicks in. Of all the nice things someone could truthfully say about you, which one would make you feel the best? I guess I would say you're great with people, or you're good with people, or you're amazing with people, or you're spectacular, or you're good. Like, I don't know. I figure the way, because how I feel because I always feel like a lot of my interactions are just, yeah. But there are sometimes I literally walk away from interaction like, God damn, that was fucking horrible. What the fuck? Why did I even say that? Fuck. Ah, shit, did I stare too long? Oh, fuck, I shouldn't have bumped into it. I was just like, I think that went well. I hope they agreed. Fuck it. I ain't never gonna be here again. Uh, Either way. 84. What is the worst word you know? I don't know. Love. How did you learn it and when was the last time you said it? When is the last time you really laughed at? When is the last time you really laughed at yourself because you did something silly or stupid? I laugh a lot. If you could have some friend be your slave for a day and do anything you wanted, what would you ask for? Pretend your friend wouldn't get upset no matter what you wanted. Now with my adult brain, I ain't going to. If you could make your parents try any one food, what would it be? Do you think children should be forced to try new foods? How else are you gonna figure out if they're allergic to shit? If this Saturday, yeah, you could do absolutely anything you wanted, what would you do? Well, my Saturday already passed. I did a lot of driving. Who are your heroes? Why do you think they are so terrific? They're better in my head. When was the last time you lied to your parents, to a close friend? When was the last time you got caught lying? Y'all need to be better detectives. What tricks do your friends use to get you to do things they know you really don't want to do? Hey, will you do it? Do you pick your nose or bite your nails? If you so, do you think you always will or will you one day stop one day? I pick my nose, so probably not. What things have adults told you that you suspect are not really true? Do you think they actually believe those things? Can't remember anymore. If you could change any one thing about the way you look, what would it be? Taller. I ain't got no problem being 5'6". Damn. Would I be stronger if I was 6 foot? If your favorite pet needed an expensive operation and could have it only if you agreed that the operation would replace your Christmas and birthday presents for the next 2 years, would you go along with it? Fuck yes. Especially if that pet was my best friend. Are you afraid, even if it wasn't? No, if it wasn't now. See, if it was just a house pet, fuck it. It's a house pet. Fuck other people's gifts up. Not mine. But if it's my best friend, that's my best friend. Are you afraid to ask questions when you don't understand something? Nope, I'm gonna ask a question. I don't give a fuck if it makes me look foolish. Bitch, I already said I'm the Joker. Or I am a Joker. I said it in a video. I don't know which one. Who cares? Understand something. For example, do you sometimes fake a laugh when you don't understand a joke? Hell yeah, I do. I fake a laugh a lot of times, to be honest. What is the best costume you ever wore? Would you like getting dressed up in costumes once every week instead of just a few times a year? A few times a year? What the fuck do you mean? Yeah. We all already wear a costume, and those that don't are doomed and probably sent into a special room. Ow! A special room. Have you and your friends ever picked on people and made fun of them until they cried? If so, why did you do it? Did you enjoy it? No. But we made fun of people. Are there things your parents won't do themselves but still make you do because it's good for you? If so, do you feel this is fair? 100. Ooh, I'm almost done. I'm almost done. This is fucking 260. I'm at 100. If an older kid hit you, stole something of yours, and then told you he'd hurt you if you told on him, would you tell anyone? If so, who? Now I just probably bring a weapon and start handling it myself. Are you more likely to hold back your tears when you feel, or forget about it and say fuck it? Dependent. Because if then they're gonna think, oh, now I can steal more shit. They steal the second thing, then definitely going to a weapon. But dependent on how the first situation pans out. Either weapon first situation, but definitely if they try to do it the second time, I'm bringing a weapon because there's no thirds. You ain't come back for thirds with me. When you feel like crying or to hold back your laughter when you see something funny, why? Are you more likely to hold back your tears when you feel like crying or to hold back your laughter when you see something funny? Hold back laughter when I see something funny. Just because I can't think of many scenarios where I'm just like, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. Just because, like, I don't know. I don't really feel like crying as much as I feel like laughing. Do you wish your parents would question you less or more about what you do and how you feel? Could have been there more. If your parents told you your best friend was a bad influence on you and that you were no longer allowed to play together, how would you feel? Would you do what they said? I'm not being me. Have you ever farted and then blamed someone else? Of course. If you knew you wouldn't get caught, would you cheat on a test by copying someone's answers? What would you think if you saw other people cheating? Hey, we all gotta pass the test. And nobody question how. Most of the time, nobody cares how the job gets done. Just get it done. When was the last time? And honestly, it's all you're doing is cheating yourself. So, like, do I really need to know the information, or do I just need to know the information for you? Exactly. When was the last time you were generous to a stranger just because you wanted to be nice? Constantly, I don't even think about it. I don't even keep track. If you knew it would save the lives of 10 starving children, I'm gonna do it. In another country, would you be willing to go without any new clothes? Oh, hell yeah, easily. I didn't even finish. I already agreed to this shit. But then again, this is a kid's book. Of course, it's not gonna be anything too crazy. If a good friend did something bad and you were asked if you knew anything about it, would you lie to keep your friend from getting into trouble? What's the bad thing? Because if they like assaulting females sexually or even physically, you ain't that good of a friend. Ain't no friend good enough like that. No. You bad for the community. You bad for my fucking reputation. You just bad in general. Nah, I'm snitching. But if it's like, let's say we both poor and they're taking food because they need food, I ain't no shit. It's very circumstantial. I'm gonna need more details before I answer this question. If you knew that by practicing hard every Saturday you could become the best in your school, yeah, I'm gonna do it. School at whatever you wanted, what if anything would you work on? Now imagine looking back on your choice in 20 years. Do you think you would wish you had picked something else to work on? I'm already 26. You're telling me I need to focus on something on Saturdays and Sundays. Reading. I'm picking up reading. I didn't used to read. I knew if I picked up books, eventually I'd find something I want to read. This. What is your biggest fear? How would your life be different if suddenly you overcame it? Biggest fear. Let me book smart. Don't know how to label it. I don't know. Fucking up, but what is fucking up? Exactly! Who knows? If your parents lost their jobs and you had to try to help jobs. God, they did at some point. Either way. Help support your family, what sorts of things would you do to earn money? We shall not discuss this. If you could pick any one food and have as much of it as you wanted, but nothing else, during the next week, what would you pick? One food? Fried rice. Because it's multiple ingredients. Yeah, fuck it. What would make you try harder in school, wanting to please a teacher you liked a lot, not wanting to disappoint your parents, being offered a fabulous prize if you did well? What was it? It definitely wasn't the parents. It was the teacher for a little bit. Sometimes it was a prize, but most times I just think, hey, I gotta be here. Legally! Get me out of this bitch! If there were a harder but exciting project to do, would you rather do it by yourself and get all the credit for it, or do you it with a group of friends knowing that everyone would share the credit? What would it feel like to do it the other way? I don't know. What was the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to you? No idea. Are you embarrassed now by the same thing that used to embarrass you? Probably not. Whose room would you most like to spend the afternoon looking through? Pretend you had permission to look at all the private possessions of that person. The White House. If you had or area, I don't know, a very high classified military base. No, the Pentagon as well. If you had the choice of either being confined to your room for 2 days or being spanked, which would you choose? 2 days easily. What the fuck? Do your parents try to trick you into doing things they want you to do? If so, do you usually figure out what's going on right away or not until later? I learned how I learned from the things that I've learned. If you could grow up to be famous and successful, I've gotten the successful part pretty well. Now it's time to be famous. What would you like to be known for? Do you think you will be famous one day? Hello. If you had to either always rush and do things a lot more quickly than you do now, or always take your time and do things a lot more slowly than you do now, which would you prefer? Does it bother you to be around people who are quite a bit faster or slower than you? It generally does bother me to the point it almost angers me to be around slower people. Like, there is slow, and then there's like, oh my, what the fuck? There's a difference. If you could do one thing you are not allowed to do now because you are too young, what would you pick? Nigga, I'm 26. The only thing I can't do, and it's 2 reasons why. 1, because I'm not from here, and 2, because I'm too young, is be president. When were you last in a fight? Physical or emotional? Well, physical or mental. Either way. What things would you be willing to fight about even though they don't directly threaten you? Why do I kept thinking it's like your. Let's not discuss this. If you could be either the most attractive, the most athletic, or the smartest kid in your class, which would you choose? Athletic, because when the school shooter comes, I'm already be at the room. Woo! I don't know. Maybe smartest, just because now I can figure out how to de-escalate the situation. Being attractive just might mean they might shoot me for. Damn it! You saw him. I don't know. I was just thinking about Justin from Toad Drama Island. Motherfucker jump in a fucking lake full of sharks and sharks don't even eat him. Niggas so pretty, even the other species like, God damn! Don't you dare touch a hair on this man's precious hair. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. It'd be a tie between athletic and smartest. Like I think athletic get out the situation fast. But at the same time, like you get shot, get injured, you fucked anyway. Smartest made me think of a good way to either barricade the classroom, that way you're all safe, or just maybe think of a good way to de-escalate the situation. That way school shooter doesn't shoot you or everybody. Who knows? What else? Depending, what are you gonna use your abilities for everyone or just for you? Like, bitch, these my skills. Sharpen your stuff up. Like, it's great that I'm me, but like, don't be using me because no. Y'all gotta do better. What do you think your parents worried about when they were your age? What do you think they worry about now? I don't know. If you were to be granted any one magical power you wanted, what would you pick? Either super speed or super strength. If you liked your uncle a lot, if you liked your uncle a lot, and if one day when you were alone together, he tried to 120. It took 127 questions to get into a weird one. Okay, let's finish this. Okay, you were alone together. He tried to touch you in a way that felt wrong to you. Would you tell someone yes? Try to pretend it hadn't happened. Try to avoid him or do something else. What would you do if the same thing happened again? Uncle losing something if nobody doing something. If by wishing it you could have every person in the world wake up have the same skin color, would you want that to happen? Somebody's still gonna find some reason to be racist. I just know. That'd be funny, yes. If you could have a wonderful new experience you could cherish or a greater new possession, which would you want? Why? I would choose a greater new possession because I could sell that and then create the new experience. Gotta think about that money sometimes. I don't know. Would you rather see all sex or all violence censored from television? I would rather choose all sex because rape, but not all violence because. Yeah. I all sex just because of rape, molesting, and just violence. I can understand it more. What kinds of teasing do you think you would miss most if everyone decided to never tease you again? Sexual teasing was the first thing that popped in my head. I don't know why. I don't know. What do you think your friends like most about you? My generosity. If you lost that quality, do you think they would still like you? Or maybe my open-mindedness. Adults can do more but have more responsibilities. Definitely. Children can play more but are often told what to do. Do you think kids or adults have a better deal? Kids have a better deal if they have good adults. And if the adult has figured out the financial game and they only have head issues, then I would say personally that they have a good deal. But it goes back to the question of would you rather be depressed in a mansion or happy amongst your friends on the streets? Depends on who you are. Or something like that. I don't remember exactly. If you could make a TV show about anything you wanted and you knew that millions of people would see it, what would it be about? Schizophrenia inside the head of it. And then have like very animated graphics, like when they're having an episode, kind of like how Disjointed on Netflix kind of did their shit. I was very upset. Netflix did what Netflix does about shows that are fucking good. Give you 2 seasons, like no more. Would you rather have a job you didn't like that paid a lot, or a job you loved that paid just enough to get by on? Age old question. Do you want to get paid well or do you want to be happy? Why can't it be both? Do you want to be in a happy marriage or do you want to be right? Can't be fucking both. If you could see into the future but not change it, would you want to do so? Depends. What's the future look like? What is the wildest and craziest thing you've ever done? Would you like to do it again? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And I don't know. I do a lot of things. Have you ever gotten yourself into a mess by telling people you could do things you really couldn't do? I think so. I don't generally remember, but probably. I feel like I've done it before. If your two best friends got so mad at each other that they both refused to come to your birthday party, if the other were there, what would you do? How many best friends are you allowed to have? Is there a rule on that? If you were mad at your brother and found out about something bad he had done, would you tell your parents so that he'd get in trouble? Into trouble. Imagine you get hit by a car. I have been hit by a clip leg, not bad. Back leg, not front leg. And could be saved only by a special operation. No. The operation would give you a normal, happy life, but would unfortunately cause you 15 minutes of terrible stabbing pain every morning when you awoke. Would you want to have the operation? I generally wouldn't want the operation just because I just want to die. Like, fuck it. Like, it's not because, it's because of stab pain. No, I take the pain. I'm in pain generally. Like, I have chronic pain. No, because I was just about to say, there are some days that I don't feel pain, and that's why I feel really weird. I'm like, wait a second. What's wrong? Because there's nothing wrong. But mainly, I'm always in pain. If one morning you woke up and found that during the night you had been magically changed into an adult, what would you do? Pretend you know you will become a kid again in 1 week. Where am I going to be? I couldn't be a kid here. If your big brother offered you some drugs, what would you do? Give me some of that Zaza. What you offering, though? How many different people do you think it is possible to love at one time? Why? Everybody's different. I don't know. How many holes do you have and how many holes can you make? I don't know. Everybody's different. Like, I'd want it. Ooh, there's a bend here. Maybe that's where the last reader stopped at 146. I generally don't know. I feel as if however many people you feel as if you can love is how many people you feel as if you can love. If you couldn't watch TV for a year, what do you think you would do with all your extra time? I haven't been watching TV for a long time. Like, I'll admit I YouTube video watch certain episodes of things and blah this and blah that, but like I mainly just make videos, write poetry, do ganja shit, and be to myself. With all of your extra time, do you think you would be better off if you watched TV more or less than you do now? Why? Are you worried about what kind of place the world will be when you grow up? It's fucked. If so, what worries you most and what do you think could be done to improve things? I think there's a lot of things, but I guess the first part would be listening, not just to listen, but listening to enact things. If you knew that by cheating you could win an important competition for your school and be a hero, would you pretend you were sure you wouldn't get caught? Integrity. I don't like creating false narratives. Like, I will for good purposes, but for the school, nah, not like that. Nah, I ain't gonna create a false narrative like that. If you could have either the ability to talk to animals, or the power to see into the future, which would... Now, I say animals for the fact that I do believe in multiple dimensions. Which future am I looking into? And for the fact the future can change, I don't give a shit. Let me talk to you what the fuck I can talk to you right now. If you could have anyone you know as a best friend, who would you pick? What? Like, just anyone you know is like, oh, now we best friends. Now we besties. I don't know. If everyone in your class began teasing and picking on your best friend, and you knew that if you stayed friends, everyone would start picking on you, would you stay friends? Shit, me and you against the world. I don't know. How good are we friends? How would it make you feel if most people thought you were 2 years younger than you are 2 years older? Who cares? What do you feel your parents should do for you or give to you without even expecting to be thanked? For example, cooking meals, buying clothes, or taking you places. Do you think they feel you don't need to thank them for these things? Common decency. Every human likes to feel validated, appreciated. I don't know. Well, not everyone, but like a lot of people, most people, a good majority. Have you had any personal experiences that led you to believe in God and something? If so, why do you think creator, like the creator vehicle, the creator of ideas, the creator? Do you think there are so many people who haven't had such experiences? If not, why do you think so many other people have had them? Some people are chosen, some people aren't. What is the best trick you ever played on someone? Who do you think are our country's enemies? Who cares? What exactly do you think they would do to you if they became the rulers here? The country's worst enemy is itself. If your parents didn't care whether you got good grades or not, would you be upset? What is something you know more about than the kid who gets the best grades in your class? They didn't. And I don't fucking know. What advice would you give to a good friend who got very jealous of someone and started trying to act just like that person? I don't know. At what age, be yourself. At what age should kids be able to wear whatever they want to school? At what age should they be allowed to date? College, because it is still school. What mark would you give your teacher for her overall performance, for her patience, for her friendliness, for her handwriting? Depending on the teacher. 100 more, because we're at 160. How do you feel when you see someone who is disfigured or crippled? Could you be best friends with someone who was extremely ugly? Yes. And at first, thrown off and just like, oh, stop being a dick, Ethan. I wonder if they have a kind soul. What do you think the most popular kid in school are? Why do you think the most popular kids in school are so popular? Attractiveness, finances, and just got that dog in them. What ways do you think you are better than they are? I don't know. Well, I mean, the dog, they just know how to communicate with people and just know how to light up rooms and just make people feel that, damn, I'd vote for them. Is there anything so bad that if you found out your mother had done it, you would turn her into the police? Grooming, molesting, and human trafficking. If she murdered, I'd be fine. Do you try to act like your friends more than they try to act like you? Why? I'd say I get copied, I don't copy. Or no, maybe I do, but not as often as I think I do. Either way, I would still say I get copied, I don't copy. Do you usually say what you really think or what you believe people want to hear? I would say situational, but 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna say what I think and get in trouble for it. Or I'll just be like, hey, I can't say that because I know I'm gonna get in trouble for it. Pretend, because I'm aware enough sometimes what I'm gonna say is gonna be controversial, but sometimes I'll just say shit and be like, why was that why? In what fucking way was that controversial? Or are you just being a dick? Just to be a dick. Why you being a dick? Why you being a dick? Why you being a dick? Stop being a dick. I'm not trying to be controversial. You're just being a dick. Pretend you can own only one pair of shoes and have to choose between a pair that looks funny but feels great and another pair that looks terrific but feels like. Why the fuck would I? I'm not compromising my comfort. I'm choosing comfort. I don't give a fuck what people see. As long as I'm wearing shoes, right? Fuck off. Maybe I'm starting a trend. Who knows? Wear with confidence. You might start a trend. If a rich kid wanted to buy your parents, how much would you ask for? Assuming you were willing to sell. I'm willing to sell. Would you trade parents with any of your friends? Maybe. What is the best birthday party you can imagine having? Big booty bitches. And say you had to be a kid. It's a birthday party. I could be an adult and have this. It's just the kids' book of questions. I should have read this at least 16 years ago. Because 10 years ago I'd been 16. 16 years ago makes me 10. I know how to do math sometimes. If you were riding your bicycle and ran into someone else's bike and wrecked it, but no one saw you, what would you do? If the paint's not chipped, I'm just picking the bike back up and acting like that shit ain't happened. Have you ever been humiliated by a teacher? If so, what happened? I don't know. Maybe, possibly, probably. I don't remember. Would you rather regularly wet your bed and have only your parents know about it, or never wet your bed, but because of a story someone made up about you, have everyone think you did? I'd rather lie because I ain't gotta worry about changing my clothes every fucking morning. Would it be worse to spend one night all alone in an empty house in the woods, or to spend it with a friend outdoors in a violent thunderstorm? I'm choosing the violent thunderstorm. Cause empty house, woods, nah. Woods, empty house, only If you were told you could give a 10-minute speech to your school on any subject you choose, would you want to do so? Hell yeah. What things would I easily speak 10 minutes? This is a book I'm reading either way. What things that you were afraid of a few years ago no longer disturb you? Death. If you were given 1,000 to use to help other people, how would you spend it? You know what the crazy part is? $1,000 really ain't that much anymore. I don't know. Maybe when I was younger, it might have been a lot more, but $1,000 nowadays, I don't know. Would you rather have more brothers and sisters than you have now, or fewer? What do you think is the best size for a family? Why? Whatever fits your financial budget. If you can't afford one, don't have one. But I do realize sex is fun. Rape. Getting drunk. Getting some other sort of substance abuse. Wearing condom breaks. Contraception didn't work. There's many reasons why kids occur, and blah blah this and blah blah that. But just don't ruin their fucking upbringing. Do you think, because every kid deserves parents, but not every parent deserves to have a kid. Do you think that when you grow up, your parents will feel you did better than they had hoped you would do, or not as well? I don't know. Or all the things you could imagine doing when you grow up, which one would most please your parents, disappoint them? I don't know. Would you rather your family loved one another and always showed how they felt, sometimes fighting and yelling, sometimes hugging and kissing? Or would you prefer they loved one another and hid their feelings whenever they were upset or angry? Let it all out, because you're going to let it out one way or another. If you could have your room either clean, I'd rather have it clean, and neat all the time, or jumbled and messy, which would you prefer? I'd rather have it clean and neat all the time, but I also have to do it, so it's like, come on, be realistic. I got good work ethic. I just can't always work my work ethic. What things scare you even though you know there is no reason to be afraid? Women. Have you ever, without telling anyone, let someone beat you at a game you could easily have won? If so, fuck yeah. Egos. Like, I ain't got a big ego, and if it upsets you to lose, like, I don't give a fuck. I just want to play. I just came to play more or less. But if we're gonna talk shit, oh no, I'm coming to destroy. But like, I don't know. Can you remember a time you succeeded in doing something you thought you would never be able to do? A lot of times. If so, how did it feel? Would you rather try more ambitious things knowing you might fail, or try easier things you would be sure to succeed? I'd rather try easier things knowing that I succeed, but the problem with me is I also want to feel challenged, and I am really aware that if I do easier things, it's not going to be challenging. So it's just like, Or it could seem easy and then become hard and challenging. It's like, ooh, yikes. If you had to pick an age to be for your whole life, knowing that you would just stay at that age and never grow older, what age would you pick? I'm gonna say 23, and that's because the way that my body was running, I ran better before I turned 24. Or at some point, 24, something happened to my chest, but like 23, I ran like I wasn't disabled, but now I feel like I run like a disabled person. I don't like that. Yeah, I still look good, but it's internal things that you guys won't understand. If you were a teacher and the kids in your class wouldn't listen to you, what would you do? What if you did that and they still wouldn't listen? Hey! They still didn't listen? I don't know. Get a new job. Do you think kids should not be allowed to watch certain movies and TV shows? If so, what sort of things shouldn't they be permitted to see? Individuality, each person is different, so therefore know the child that you are parenting. If you could live someone else's life for a week just to see what it would be like, would you want to? If so, how would you pick and why? Maybe. Knowing that I revert back to my own life, possibly, just to see, like, what do we all go through? What makes it different? Because, yeah, clearly we all have different lives, but, like, why you hate your life? And if you can see why I hate mine, like, I don't know. Imagine a good friend came in with a black eye one day and at first wouldn't say how it happened. But later, when you promised not to tell anyone, confessed that his father had gotten mad and hit him, would you try to do anything to help him? What if 2 months later the same thing happened again? How big's the dad? What weapons we got? We about to jump in the motherfucker. I don't know. Like, I really think violence is the only answer to certain violence, especially if words don't work. How do you stop a rapist? That's my favorite question to ask. Because in that scenario, when I say how do you stop a rapist, I'm putting you in a scenario where words do not work. You've already been telling them no. You've been trying to distance yourself, and they just keep getting closer and keep getting closer and keep like they're at the point where if you don't start attacking them, they're going to be doing something. At some point, you're going to go from being I was almost raped to I was raped, and it's like, what did you do though? Like, I know that seems like a very triggering and I'm also very aware of the the fight, flight, as well as fawn thing, and it sometimes is safer to conform. But I also think like fight back. Would I do the same thing in that same situation? Yes, but also I'm aware that they're always not that aggressive. So it's like, what if you weren't aware you're in that situation? That's like, and then now it's like, oh, then what if you fight afterwards? Then it's like, criminal activities. And that's when I realized, oh, this world isn't, or at least America is not set up for you to want to win. It's set up for the wealthy. I don't know. It's not set up for the individual. I know that for sure. When was, well, the individual 99 not, because it's set up for the 1%, because, they got the wealth to be able to afford whatever the fuck they need to. When was the last time you felt completely happy? What made you feel that way? It's a good question. That's a good ass question. If your babysitter said she'd let you stay up way past your bedtime, if you promised not to tell your parents no matter what, would you agree? If you agreed, hell yeah, I would. If you literally say if the next morning your mother asked you if you had gone to bed on time, I would say I did. What was the worst accident you ever caused? No idea. Where were you angrier at yourself than other people? Or were you, or a little at other people, or was it the other way around? I don't know. I'm typically always angry at myself. I like sometimes I will put blame on others if I 100% believe it's them to blame. But if I believe any of it could have been my fault, I mainly just bear the blame. What is your favorite daydream? I don't know. I keep seeing myself in this fucking supercars driving through. I don't know where. Or I'll see myself in this fucking huge ass fucking room. It's like this biggest fucking window, 100 feet. Oh, not 100 feet high, but like 30 feet high, 50 feet long. And it's like this fucking huge ass forest in front of us. And I'm just like, God damn. Well, in front of me. Because there's really nobody else in that room. And there's like this big black lounge chair, like a fucking therapist chair, but it's just me in there. Have you ever been blamed for something you didn't do yet not told I'm the person who really did it? If so, why didn't you tell? Probably. Which would be worse, not watching TV for a month or having to come straight home and stay in the house every day for? I used to have a loud house. Fuck the TV. I don't need it. What are the stupidest rules your parents have about what you can't do or must do? I don't remember, but there were some. If one day you could do absolutely anything you wanted and not get caught or punished, what would you do? You don't want to answer that. If you had to pick a new first name for yourself, what would you choose? I don't know. If eating nothing but a tasteless food paste for a year would make you a lot stronger and more attractive, would you do it? No, because I'm already attractive and I'm already pretty strong. If a friend gave you a gift you didn't like, would you act as though you really did like it? If they were truly a friend, they would have got me a gift I liked. Who is the meanest person to kids in your neighborhood? If you were sure you wouldn't get caught, what trick would you play on him? Or why do you say him? Why can't it be a her? Why can't it be a they? Why can't it be a them? On Halloween, if you had to make up a story about how that person became so mean, what would it be? I don't know. Broke 200, mother flipper. What was your biggest failure existing? If a friend threw a party and didn't invite you, what would you do? I guess we aren't friends. Would you rather be the tallest, or you knew I wouldn't fuck with the people in the room? Who knows? Would you rather be the tallest person in your class or just be average in height? All them women. Tallest. What do you think your family would miss the most about you if you were to die? What would you miss most about them if they died? Who cares? Do you believe in God? If not, why do you think so many people believe in God? If so, what do you think God does all day? Stress. If you could set your own allowance, how much would it be? How did you decide on that amount? Millions. Because I'm worth that much. After being given a truth pill, or born autistic, who knows, you are asked to describe your family. What would you say? A lot of illegal and incriminating shit. If you could gaze into a magic mirror and see exactly what is happening anywhere in the world, where would you look and what do you think you would see? The White House, the Pentagon. I don't know. If your teacher and your mother spent an afternoon discussing you, would you like to be able to hear what they were saying? What do you think they would say? So much pleasant shit, you'd see a fucking black person turn brown. Or black person turn brown. A brown person turn red. Have you ever wished someone were dead or at least had very bad luck? If so, who and what? Hell yeah. Would you? I'd even do it myself. Would you rather have to repeat grade in school or gain a lot of weight? Gain a lot of weight because you lose the weight. Have you ever seen your mother or father cry? Yes. If not, how do you think it would feel to see that? Actually, no. Technically, on a technicality, yes, but literally no. Well, if anything really gets on your nerves, existing. What would be the best thing that could happen to you? The worst thing? I don't know. What is the thing you dislike most about yourself? Do you think other people care about it as much as you do? Probably not. When you and your friends play together, do you prefer being at your house or at theirs? Why? Probably theirs because they have food. If you were to be stranded for 10 years on a tiny island paradise about the size of a football field, how many people would you want with you and who would they be? Make believe you would be in no danger and would have a place to sleep as well as any food you needed. Oh, so that's just a vibe? Damn. I don't think my group mixes well. That'd be really hard. I don't know. I don't know. Just a football size. It'd be probably about 20 people. Maybe 15. I'd choose the top 15 and hope that they mix well. And if not, then I'd be like, all right, y'all either got to get along or just don't bitch when I'm around. Or fuck it, y'all stay over here with your bitchiness. I'm going to be over here. Whatever. What things you see people doing just to fill up time and keep themselves busy? What things you do for that same reason? It's a good question. If you could be rich and famous rock star but would have to dress strangely and bite the heads off frog on stage, would you do it? This sounds like an Ozzy Osbourne question, and that's why I switched to heads of frogs instead of bats. Who do you like the most? What is the worst thing about that person? See, that's basically like a throwback to who do you hate the most and what do you like the most about that? What the fuck? Why'd you do this? Who do you like the most and what is the worst thing? I don't know. Would you rather change out of a wet bathing suit in a crowded public locker room or wait until you could change in private when you got home an hour later? Am I wearing... I'm doing the public bathings. I'm doing public because I ain't sitting in that shit for an hour. If you were allowed to stop going to school, would you? Yes. What is the worst thing about school? Going. Was the best. Sometimes the community. Do you think it is fun to be a parent? It can be, depending on who the child. If so, what do you think is the best thing about it? If not, why do you think people have children? Accidents, drugs, rape, because they wanted to. They were lied about the whole entire situation. If you were to offer your parents one tip on how they could be better parents, what would you tell them? What is the bravest thing you ever did? Existed. If you became so sick that you would die if you didn't stay hooked up to a large life support machine for the rest of your life, would you want someone to pull the plug? Fuck yes! That is not a life for me to live. For me. Me personally. Other people, I don't fucking know. But I'm speaking for myself. Kill me. If you bought something in a store and the clerk gave you $1 extra in change, would you say anything about about his mistake? I'll be 100% honest. I trust them. I don't know if they do it correct, but I trust them to do it correctly. My math ain't that fucking good, it ain't that quick. I'm just trying to go to where the fuck I'm going, or I just fucking pay with a card where I don't have to worry about change. If something happened to your parents and you had to live with someone else for 2 years, who would you most like to be with? I said someone, so I could pick. What question would you like to be afraid to ask someone? What? What question would you be afraid to ask someone because of the answer you might get? So you don't ask questions that you're afraid to hear answers to. If a teacher really wanted to find out what you thought and felt, how could she best go about getting to know you? Just ask. How do you feel about me? You ain't gotta, there's no digging around, just ask. Do adults sometimes try to get you to watch TV so you won't bother them? If so, how does that make you feel? Would you ever do something similar with kids you had to watch? Fuck yes. Especially if they're an annoying child. I'm going to admit that. There are some annoying fucking kids, and they're aware of that. They weaponize that. They weaponize their childrenness to somehow make us feel... You can't make me feel guilty because I'm an annoying adult. We're all annoying at some point. There are fucking annoying grandparents, too. It's part of human nature. I got bingo wings! If a friend's mother died, what would you say to try to help confront your friend? What could you tell your friend about death? It happens to everyone. How do you think your life would be different if you were 3 inches tall? Oh my God, 3 inches taller. If I was 5'9", ooh, the bitches I'd be pulling. I'm kidding. I don't know. 3 inches shorter though? Whew. I was fucking 5'3". I don't know, maybe I'd look more muscular. Would you lie to protect the good? Yes. If you knew he had stolen something from a neighbor and your father asked you what... I didn't even finish it. Would you be embarrassed to cry? No. In front of your friends, your father, your little sister? If so, which would... If I gotta cry, I gotta cry. I just don't cry often. If next year you could go to any school you choose, would you want to go somewhere different? If so, in what way do you think it would be better? I'm glad I graduated. If some friends of your parents served you some food you thought tasted disgusting and asked you how you liked it, what would you say? Would your parents want you to tell the truth? How do you think life would change for you if someone in your family became very ill and had to stay in a hospital for a long time? I ain't going. Who's staying? Maybe. I don't know. If you had a lot of money and could use it in any way you wanted, what would you do with it? A lot of terrible shit, as well as a lot of stupid shit. Pretend it's only 11 o'clock. There's no way this dude will work. Pretend there are 3 people in the doctor's office. A 1-year-old baby, a grandmother with a lot of grandchildren who love her, and a teenager who worked hard but just flunked out of high school. They are all seriously ill, but you can say, what? One of them. Which one did you... What? It's supposed to be a kid's book. What's up with this more? How old is these kids supposed to be? The fuck? Okay, let's run this back one more time. Okay, a doctor's office, a 1-year-old baby, a grandmother, she can die. My reasoning for the grandmother is she can die because she already at the end of the spectrum. I'm thinking about the baby because she's just starting life. And... They definitely had a lot of time for fucking grandmother who loved a teenager who works hard but just flunked out of high school. I'm choosing the baby. I'm not saying, like, the main reason I'm choosing the baby, even if the teenager was doing great in high school, like maybe if they even did great in college and became this cum laude, that very important thing, speaker type of shit, I'm gonna still choose the baby because that 1-year-old is starting life. They've all lived a life. People have memories of them. People know them. Or should I choose the baby? to die. I don't know. Two people are gonna die and one person's gonna live. Either way, let that baby live. Yeah, yeah. I'm saving the baby. Sorry, grandma and teenager. Sorry, not sorry. I don't know. What do your parents do that embarrass you the most? It's funny to me, but not to everybody. What foreign country have you heard the most about? What do you think it would be like to grow up there? America. What is one of your best tricks for getting attention from your parents, from your friends? We in competition? I don't know. Would you like to have a brother who was just about the best brother you could imagine? Friendly, smart, good at everything he tried, and close to you if it meant that everyone would always talk about how great he was and not pay much attention? We've already had that scenario play out. We don't want to talk about that. Would you rather be slender and athletic, but rather dumb, or fat, clumsy, but very smart? I prefer being athletic. And you're happier when you're dumb, anyways. Would you rather receive a gift you really wanted or give your mother a gift she would absolutely treasure? Me. Me. Just because the world I grew up in. Are you afraid there will be a nuclear war? If so, do you have any ideas about how to keep it from happening? I have no power. I don't give a shit. If it happens, I just hope it's a fast death. Would you rather have no rules at all? Yes, but we already kind of live that. It's just if you get caught, you're in trouble. If you don't get caught, eh. Or live with the rules you have now. If there weren't any rules, what would you do differently? Be more assertive and aggressive. If someone is doing something that is wrong, is it usually better to tell an adult? Sometimes it doesn't even matter. They're like, I know. Stop snitching though. Or to try to solve the problem on your own. Try to solve it on your own. Simpler. Sometimes you have a better solution than the person that you're going to interact with anyways. For example, if you saw someone stealing things from other kids, would you tell a teacher? What if a big kid spit on your lunch? Big boy, we're going to have some problems. If you know that by never again eating junk foods or candy, you could live until age 75 rather than 60, would you give them up? Fuck no. I'm trying to live a happy life, not a long life. Do you think it would be worse to be raised by two parents who fought yes, all the time, but who both loved you, or by a single parent who loved you? If I gotta be there during the fights, then fuck that. But if I'm not, maybe. Because I know you burning out that one parent that loves you. But like if they, like, I don't know, they can both run it well, depending on. It's very situational. If you could decide right now whether or not you will smoke cigarettes when you, no, I don't. I don't. I've tried like 3 times. Don't care for it. I don't even know why people are addicted to it. Like I do realize everybody is different, but like to me, nah, I don't see the addiction purpose. What will you decide? What about using drugs or drinking a lot? How do you think it would change your life if you did the opposite? I remember being sober. I can change myself to be happy a lot faster when I'm high. When was the last time you laughed so hard you cried? If you could watch a movie that was so funny it made you laugh that hard for 2 whole hours, would you want to? Fuck yes. What is the most? I've laughed so hard my fucking cheeks start to hurt. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, damn. What is the most unfair thing about the way your family is run? Dictatorship. If by magic you had the power to pick one person and always be able to read that person's mind, who would you pick? I don't know. I feel like it'd be like some type of finance. The person that chooses the lottery numbers. I'd always win. What is the most important thing you have learned about life in the past few years? How did you learn it? Just by living, everything changes. What is the funny, or everything has possibility to change, if not stay stagnant? What is the funniest story you ever made up about why you weren't able to get your homework finished on time? I don't know, but I probably made up a lot of ones. If drinking a magic potion would make you never again feel sad no matter what happened, would you drink it? It's called disassociation. Make believe that right now you have to pick the job you will have as an adult. What is the best job you can think of? What is the worst? Real estate is the best, caretaking is the worst. The reason why is because the exchange rate of caregiving, the emotional as well as the monetary. In real estate, I just like look at houses. I like, beautiful. I look at houses, women, and cars basically saying, God damn, I'd live in there. God damn, I'd drive that. God damn, I'd fuck that. If you could ask your parents any question for an hour and know they would tell you the absolute truth, what sorts of things would you ask? Probably a lot of inappropriate questions. Pretend they would answer everything, but afterward you would forget they had even talked to you. What the fuck was the point? The fuck was the point of asking the questions if you're just gonna forget? So yeah, that was the whole entire book of the Kids Book of Questions by Gregory Stock, PhD. Thank you for sitting here and making me accountable to read this book. I'm gonna be 100% honest. If I wasn't recording this, I probably would have stopped at like 5 minutes. If I would have even made it to 5 minutes, who the fuck am I kidding? Thank you for listening.